Most neighborhood videos tell you where the pool is, how close a grocery store is, and what the homes cost. But today we're going to try something a little bit different. We're going to show you why Riverside Village is special, but also tell you about its history, its controversies, and a few things buyers should be aware or understand before purchasing here.
Because Riverside Village is not just another subdivision. It was built around water, mature landscaping, wildlife, and the Boise River long before that kind of lifestyle became one of Garden City's biggest selling points.
To understand why Riverside Village is important, you have to remember what Garden City used to be. For many years, Garden City was known for industrial parks, warehouses, mobile homes, more mobile homes, and then more mobile homes. It's not generally viewed as one of the Treasure Valley's most desirable residential areas.
But that perception has completely changed. Today, Garden City has become one of the Valley's most interesting and rapidly developing communities. People now come here for the Greenbelt, the Boise River, restaurants, wineries, breweries, art studios, live workspaces, and newer riverfront developments. Garden City went from being a place many people drove through to being a place people intentionally want to live, work, and spend time.
But Riverside Village was here before most of that transformation. Development began in the early 1980s when creating an upscale waterfront neighborhood in Garden City was fairly a bold idea. In many ways, Riverside Village recognized Garden City's potential before the rest of the valley did. What makes Riverside Village different?
There are plenty of neighborhoods with attractive homes, but there are fewer neighborhoods that immediately make you slow down and look around. Riverside Village is one of those places. The streets curve beneath mature trees, ponds and waterways are woven through the community. Many homes look toward water, landscaping, or open areas instead of directly into somebody else's backyard.
The original Riverside Village community included approximately 149 homes, 12 ponds, and a larger body of water known as Long Lake.
What really gives the neighborhood value is time. A developer can build a new house relatively quickly, but a developer cannot instantly create more than 40 years of tree growth, established landscaping, wildlife habitat, shaded streets, and waterways that have become part of the neighborhood. That is why Riverside Village feels less like a newly planned subdivision and more like an established retreat.
Many of the original homes were built during the 1980s and 1990s. You'll find traditional architecture, prominent roof lines, large fireplaces, extensive woodwork, formal living spaces, and other features associated with higher-end homes from that period. Some homes remain fairly original and others have been partially updated, while some have been completely remodeled. Most definitely, it's in transition.
One of Riverside Village's greatest attractions is its proximity to the Boise River Greenbelt. Residents are close to walking, running, biking, fishing, parks, and miles of pathways connecting Garden City with Boise and Eagle. But this neighborhood also sits at the center of one of the more unusual controversies in Greenbelt history.
When Riverside Village was originally developed, plans and agreements reportedly called for continuous Greenbelt connection along the Boise River, including a bicycle path and pedestrian bridges where needed. But disagreements later developed over how the path through the neighborhood should be used. Residents wanted a quiet, pedestrian-oriented pathway, while there were cyclists and public access advocates who wanted to continue riding along the river without being diverted through the neighborhood streets.
The disagreement continued for years. At different times, signs described portions of the path as private property. Legal disputes followed, and Garden City eventually prohibited cycling through part of Riverside Village while still allowing people to walk their bicycles.
And this wasn't just a small inconvenience that could be solved by adding one simple sign. The larger Greenbelt system needed alternate pathways and major connections so people could safely continue traveling through the area without being pushed into a heavily traveled road. So that effort eventually included the West Bridge, a 12-foot wide pedestrian and bicycle bridge spanning the Boise River. The bridge connects the Greenbelt on the north side of the river with approximately 3.2 miles of pathway on the south side. Garden City calls it a crucial connection for cyclists and pedestrians traveling toward Eagle Island, schools, businesses, and other destinations.
So, depending on which side of the argument you take, you could say residents successfully protected a quiet walking area, or that Greenbelt users ended up needing an entire alternate system, including a bridge across the Boise River to keep everyone moving. Either way, it's one of the most interesting chapters in Garden City's development.
Well, I am firmly on the e-cycle side of things.
Me too. There is one additional issue buyers should be aware of. Because Riverside Village is located near the Boise River and has a relatively high water table, a number of homes have experienced moisture or water intrusion in their crawl spaces. That does not mean that every home has a problem, and it does not need to dominate the buying decision. It simply needs to be investigated.
During the inspection, make sure the crawl space is carefully examined for moisture, previous water intrusions, drainage systems, sump pumps, vapor barriers, and any repairs that may have been completed. If a system has been installed, buyers should determine why it was needed, whether it works properly, and whether maintenance records and warranties are available. And it will be disclosed in the property disclosure. The point is to not be alarmed. It's just to understand how this specific property manages groundwater before completing the purchase. Riverside Village has history, character, and a setting that would be extremely difficult to recreate today. It introduced upscale, river-oriented living before Garden City became one of the Valley's most popular and upcoming communities. If Riverside Village sounds like a neighborhood you might consider calling home, reach out to either Kenna or me. We can show you the homes that are currently available, explain the different areas, and help you understand the details that matter before purchasing here.
I'm Kenna Spear.
And I'm Paul Doughty. Thank you for joining us for this Riverside Village Neighborhood Spotlight.
Contact us to schedule a private tour, and we'll see you in the next Neighborhood Spotlight.